hello everybody, it's Sage got back, and I would like to say thank you, and I'm so sorry for leaving for that long. And yeah, I still can't talk correctly, and I don't have a script, so my what ifs are gonna still stay like crappy. But I will increase the quality since I left for so long. Yeah, and I would like to say thank you for all my subscribers that stayed with me, even when I was gone for so long. So yeah, on to the what if, and I will be doing something different for this one. This what if is gonna be. It's actually not gonna be a what if. It's gonna be a story. Yeah, I'm gonna become a storyteller now. But what ifers or whatever are basically storytellers. So it's gonna be Isekai. So our main character, you'll find out his name later, because I can't name him in this world. Our main character is walking down the street to go get food to restock his kitchen for, he ran out of food. So he's walking down the street and he sees a little girl about to get ran over, and then he jumps it away because this man does not know nothing. There was lots of stuff he could do, actually nothing. He should have pushed the girl. Actually, he could have picked the girl up and ran. There was enough time, but he's decided to leap his body across just to push her a little bit away. But main characters. And he ends up getting rolled over by a tire. His internal organs flattened like pancakes, and his ribs all crushed, and he's dead. And then he sees his soul leaving his body, and then he looks at the girl if she's okay. It was a damn illusion. He died for nothing. So his soul's floating up, and he's regretting every single mistake he's done. And he keeps on saying, "I'm sorry for everything I've done," because he knows that he's probably not gonna make it to heaven with all the stuff he's done. Yeah. And he's saying, "I'm sorry," and all that stuff. And then his soul floats away into the void. And then in the void, he's just sitting there for millions and gajillions of years. And you must be wondering, how is his soul not going insane? Because he shut off his mind. Because he was bored. He just shut it off. Don't ask me. I don't know how he does it. Just main characters. He shuts off his mind and then millions of years later, a white door is open right there. And since his mind is shut off, he does not see it. And he doesn't know it's there. And millions of gajillions of years later, the door closes and he wakes up. And when he wakes up, he can still feel the warmth of the lights on him, but he doesn't know where it came from. And then he thinks it's as I said, he didn't turn his brain off as soon as he got in there. He didn't know how to do it for several of millions of years, but not as much as when he turned his brain off. So, and he thinks it's the void since he's kind of insane now. Anybody wouldn't be insane from not talking to anybody for that long. And he thinks it's the void that's giving him this warmth. This man's insane. And then he starts swimming in the void. This man is actually swimming in the void. And then someone pops out of a portal, just appears out of the void. And this is the void princess. So the void princess is like, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "No soul should be able to stay this long in the void." And he's like, "Who are you?" And she says, "I'm the void princess, the master of this place." And he's like, "Oh, so you're the one who gave off that warmth?" And then she says, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "Yes, you did. Who else would have done it?" And since the warmth is basically still glowing on his soul or whatever, he's like, "Yes, I can already feel it right now, coming off of you." And then yada yada yada. They go into a room, and then he asks, "What am I gonna do?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you over to this other god to send you into another world to be reincarnated." He's like, nah, man, I don't want to be reincarnated. I just want to stay here. And she says, no, you gotta go. And then she just kicks him out. And he's like, I will find you. As he's like falling into the portal. Okay, whatever. This man's crazy. Remember that. So he goes to this other god and he's like, oh, how do I get back to that place? And he's like, you gotta become a god first. And then he's like, for real? Yeah. You only got in there because I don't even know how you're alive right now. Your soul should have demolished and got absorbed by the void long time ago. But it's not, so you're here. And then the reincarnated god says, you gotta pick 5 wishes and get out of here. And he's like, okay, I can do that. And then he picks, and he's like, oh, I want a system like the one from the time that I got reincarnated as a slime. I wanted to have, instead of Great Sage, I want it to be Solomon. If you don't know who Solomon is basically an upgraded version of Great Sage. So yeah. And I don't know. Never mind, I'm not doing that. So, and then he says that I want to get reincarnated into the world of. That's how I got reincarnated as slime. Yeah. And I want the time to be about when the Rimuru, when Rimuru is about to start like earning his skills and eating the magicules. And he says that I want to be. So this is his third wish, because one, he chose to have a system better than Great Sage. Second, he chose to be reincarnated in that time and place, the world and time. And then his third wish is to have the Void Dragon's body. The Void Dragon's body is basically allows him to it gives a multiplier on the XP he gets, and gives him basically of the affinity to void magic. And yeah, that's a new type of magic. Gives him affinity to void magic. So yeah, he has the Void Dragon body. No, it's not a dragon, it's dragon. It's a mixture of dryad and a dragon. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. He has the dragon horns. He's like a humanoid dragon in his humanoid dragon form. And yeah, I'll tell about the powers later. So, yeah. And for his last and final wish, he wishes for that goddess to be reincarnated with him. And the god says, no, I can't do that. And he's like, why? I thought you could do like anything. And he's like, no, I can't bring in God with you. That's against the rules. And he's like, because like the king of God's gonna get mad at me because that's his daughter and whatever. And he's like, nah, man, it doesn't matter. I'll fight him after I get a little bit stronger. And he's like, nah, I can't do that still. You could get her later, after you're stronger. How about that? He's like, okay. And then instead, I want my final wish to be, I want access to the bank of the universe before it went bankrupt. Yeah, you'll see the powers of the bank of the universe. It's something I read in a novel recently. Yeah, I've been reading novels this entire time. So yeah, he says that the wish basically includes that he wants full power over the bank of the universe, and like have rights to everything of the bank of the universe. And the bank of the universe is basically gonna be in like this void world of his. So yeah, just a giant bank with lots of stuff, which I will talk about later. So he says goodbye. You'll be able to customize your body before your soul really goes into the world. Better do that fast. You only have a limited amount of time. I'm giving you a warning here because I like your soul. It's nothing weird. So it's just like, yeah, your soul's special, so I'm supposed to give you special treatment from hot. This is something that just came in right now. So Yeah. So he's like, okay, thank you. And then like, bye bye. I'll come back to see you after I get stronger and become a god and get married and stuff like that. Blah. So, um, yeah, he goes down to the world and then he sees the system, Solomon, and he's like, the system is booting up and stuff. And then when it boots up, it says, customize your skin. Yeah, and then he's customizing stuff. And most people would choose white hair, red eyes like Belle Cornell, but that's not what I choose. He will have his eyes will be like void black, like not like light is getting sucked into his eyes, and and uh and also his how do I say this? His species have variants, and the first ability you get when you like every baby of the dragons, yeah, entire clan, they have the ability to transform into other races because the void is basically a mixture of all, even space and time, all the other, even chaos, all the other elements. So, yeah, you can basically transform into any species you want. And of course, our MC is like, he sees the power because, his status sheet, he could see, like, from Dan Machi. Yeah, he'd see his status sheet, but it's kind of like a tablet, that nobody else can see. So yeah, and he sees the tablet, and then he checks all his powers, and then he sees the transformation. The transformation is at level max, because it's a racial skill, not a skill that you can earn. You literally are born with it in that like clan. So it's at max. And of course, we're gonna make the starter of our MC a damn slime. So he wakes up, and then he's like, of course he could see. Actually, no. And then he finally wakes up, and then he says, "Solomon, take me to the bank of the universe." Then he basically gets teleported to a giant bank, and this bank holds swords, scrolls, from scrolls with techniques, battle techniques, spirit techniques, soul techniques, talent. You can literally increase your talent, like Pokemon. They have different talent levels. Yeah, you can literally grab a talent, and your talent also shows like which magic you're compatible to, what techniques you can use or not. And of course, they're high talents. This is the bank of the universe, all talents. And of course, this was in a novel, but by the time the MC of that novel got the bank of the universe went bankrupt because in the bank of the universe you could basically trade anything you have, you could trade. So the last owners of the bank of the universe basically like sold all these powerful people lots of stuff, and the powerful people didn't give it back because they're like, what is the bank of the universe gonna do? They've been dead for like thousands of years now. So yeah, that is not part of this novel. So he's basically the first one to get the bank of the universe, but since he's like how do I say this, he got it before anybody else, before all the other MCs in that novel got it. This is really complicated. I should stop. So yeah, he's like, yeah, and then there's an AI that controls the bank of the universe because one person can't, freaking control that much power. There are swords, scrolls, power. You can literally gain time. There's a part of the bank of the universe called the time chamber, and it holds millions of billions of time. So basically, if someone's about to die in like the next second, they trade something like their talent, like they have godly talent or whatever. They trade their talents for like another, like 10,000 years. The owner of the bank of the universe takes the talent and gives that person 100,000 years, and then that's how it is. So yeah, and if they can't pay right away, the Bank of the Universe is like, this is the contract. If you break the contract, we will hunt you down, and we will get you, stuff like that. And then you will have to pay us back with your talents. So yeah, that's basically how it'll be. And then he'll have like a side job, but the first thing he does is go to the talent chamber, get the highest level talents, and put that to himself, and take out his whole old talents. And since he's in the Bank of the Universe, time doesn't matter inside the Bank of the Universe. Since he's the owner of the Bank of the Universe, I'm saying Bank of the Universe a lot, don't mind me. Time doesn't basically affect there. So the outside world where Rimuru is not affected. So yeah, the process of taking out your talent and putting a new talent in, because if he just adds the new talent to his old talent, there will always be remnants of weakness in his talents, and he doesn't want that. So takes out his old talent, since not, of course, I'm not giving this MC freaking godly talent right when he spawns. Nah, but this is basically right when he spawns. Yeah, this MC is gonna be OP. That's how I like my MCs. But there's actually gonna be some challenges in different worlds. Yeah, he's gonna be traveling worlds. It's like apocalypse worlds, where he's gonna have to face MCs with plot armor, but he's gonna have his own plot armor, so don't worry. So yeah, that's just part of this series. Is gonna probably go for I don't know how many parts, but it's gonna be long, and I hope it's gonna be long. And I'm probably gonna be focusing on one part at a time. And I suggest that you watch this entire video. And also, if you made it this far, please considering hitting that like button and subbing. This is probably gonna be one of my longest videos. Oh, hope you like it. So, the MC, the talent switching takes like a year, and he has to recover. That takes another year, and then the basically the assistant, which is the AI of the Bank of the Universe, it basically connects itself to Solomon in this time. So yeah, Solomon and the Bank of the Universe AI are now connected, so you can basically see whatever's happening in there. And then after he gets his talent, the second thing he does is go to the shadow clones. I told you, every technique, battle technique, soul technique, spirit technique, it's in there. Every anime techniques are in there. Even talk no jutsu is in there. But that's one of the godly ranks. And also he wants to trade that for something more godly, which probably will never happen, because that's one of the highest rank anything. So yeah, he goes to the shadow clones, gets the shadow clones. Another year to fully master. He has to get used to chakra, and since void is made out of every like other attribute, he has to adjust the technique to be able to use void energy. So yeah, that takes another year. No, void energy is hard to crack, so that I would say that takes 10 years. Don't worry about it. This is all just pre-canon. Nothing's happening to the outside world. So, learn shadow clones, and he basically puts shadow clone here. And then basically, there are little watches that go out into the world, into other worlds, like 10 at a time. But the MC can like get as much as you want, because this is before the Bank of the Universe was bankrupt. And you probably don't want to understand anything. You probably do. Okay. I hope you do. Yeah, sorry for that. Getting off course on it again. So, the watches fly off, and then basically the Bank of the Universe has to look menacing, so the people pay them back. So, transform into a human. He has this like robe on, and he has this black and golden mask on, so like nobody sees his face, and makes you more ominous and cooler. And yeah, like you trade at this like center place, and then the watch goes out and take like a while, but there's a shadow clone here, so it doesn't matter. So he does not go into the outer world just yet. He has to get him. Actually, no, I'll come here later. I'm basically doing this off my head. It's amusing. I'm even amazed by how I'm doing this. So, he thinks that what will I need when I go out there. He's like, no, this is start area, so I should be able to be fine. I haven't watched season 2, but I'll watch it. So yeah, but I'm not going into season 2 yet. So he goes into the outside world, and then yeah, time goes back to normal. Rimuru just learned how to move, and like he's like moving around a little bit, and then of course this man turns into slime, and then before he went out, sorry about this, he got a mana sense, so he can basically see around him, and he can find Rimuru, and then he like puts his like spreads his presence around to be able to like sense Rimuru's presence, like like spiritual sense. So really long video. So he goes to Rimuru and Rimuru, and then he talks to Rimuru by basically talking directly to his brain, and he says, "Hey, who are you?" Rimuru, who is shocked, is like, "Who's that?" Since he can't see, he doesn't have mana sense yet. He says, "My name is Blank. You guys can name this MC. Yeah, just his name is gonna be Blank for now." So, put the names down in the comments, and also, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you made it this far. Again, you don't have to, but you know it's free, and it supports my channel. Cause I don't know why, but you know, you don't really have to. I don't know what I'm talking about. Back to the story. He says, "Hi, my name is Blank." I mean, he's in his mind. He's thinking, how's this gonna go? I'm changing the entire plot of the entire story by just talking to him. So he's already thinking about plan. This man is insane, like I said in the beginning. So, yeah, this man, he says, "Hi, my name is Blank," and then Rimu's like, "Can you hear me?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can hear you. I'm inside your head. I mean, not inside your head. I'm talking to your brain directly, so I can hear you." And then Rimu says, "Cool. So, do you know where we are?" And he says, "Oh no, not yet." He says, "My name is Rimuru. Do you know where we are? And what do I look like?" And then Blank says, "Oh, you look like a slime, and I look like a slime too." And then Rimu's like, "How can you see?" And then he says, "Oh, mana sense. You don't have that skill yet?" And he's like, "Oh, not yet." And 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 then and then oh yeah, and then Blank says, "Oh, can you see your status?" And then Rimu's like, and then Rimu moves back a little bit, like, "How do you know that?" He's like, "Oh, everybody knows that. Everybody has status in this world." Yeah, I'm changing this world a little bit. Everybody can like see their status, how much they grow, they can level up. I'm changing the world, like it's gonna be slightly, but it's not really gonna change the plot. But like the world, like the king is gonna be really, really high leveled. Yeah. So. Okay. So. And then Rimuru calms down a little bit because he like everybody has status. So he says, and in his mind he says status, and then in his mind he could see his status, and then he's like, he could see his race, which he's obviously a slime. He could see his level, he's level 0 because he hasn't fought anything or gained any type of experience. Maybe he's gaining experience right now by talking in his mind. It's probably pretty easy, but like I don't know, it's hard, but it's easy at the same time. It's like subconscious thing that I do. So he's slowly getting his XP, not that much. I don't want to to level up too fast. So, and he says, Remo says, "Can you teach me mana sense?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't." And then Remo's like, "Why?" Like, and then he's like, and then he starts think, and our MC, which obviously know that Remo is an MC, is thinking about revealing himself, and I don't know if you guys like this decision or not, but it seems cool to me. So, uh, and then he says that I am a reincarnator, and I think you're a reincarnator too. And then Rimuru starts freaking out, like, what? How do you know that? I was like, I just know that because I can see the aura of a reincarnator around you. Remember, spirit sense. So yeah, that's basically a lie and the truth at the same time, because all MCs have the MC aura. It's a passive skill which you can't be found on the status sheet. It goes past all limits. Only the gods can see it. So, yeah. So we see Rimmer. Rimmer's basically gonna be a. I don't want our MC to be like the leader, so he's gonna like, oh, our MC is gonna be like, oh, I don't like leader work. It puts too much strain on me, and it limits my freedom and stuff like that. So, but that's enough for now. So our MC, like, and Rimuru comes on. It's like, oh, well, like, why can't you teach me spirit sense? Like, oh, I had it. He's not gonna tell him that he has the 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 blah, 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 bank of the universe just yet, because they don't have any trust, and he doesn't know if it's gonna betray him. And of course, we already know that Rimuru is really trustful, but not just yet, since he just came to this world, and he's still wary of everything around him. So, and then she's like, oh, and then our MC's like, I think you can learn it soon. It just comes to you naturally. And he's like, and then our MC's like, by the way, I'm not really a slime, but a variance. I'm a variant of a slime. He's like, oh, cool. Maybe I could see when I gain mana sense. It's like, yeah. And they start traveling together. Yeah, they start traveling together. And they eventually come across the Magicules, boys. The Magicules. So, Rimuru and him stumble into the Magicules, and their body subconsciously is already eating it, because slimes are, like, acidic. And their bodies already start, like, devouring because they haven't eaten anything. They don't really need to eat, but they need to keep their energy up by eating the magicals in the air, which they already passively do. But, extras, there's always room for extra, right? So, they're like, and, MC tells Rimuru, I think we can make potions with this stuff. Because his Solomon told, and he's like, let me just say that he trusts him enough to tell him he has Solomon. Solomon and Grayson are basically the same thing, so I don't see why there's any reason not to tell him. So he told him this before. And Great Sage should be able to know this, that you'll be able to turn this stuff into potions. So yeah, Great Sage is not dumb. Solomon is just smarter and faster and better. So yeah, Solomon tells him this, and then he asks Great Sage just to make sure. Rimuru asks Great Sage just to make sure. I hope you like the way that I'm doing like my stuff now. Instead of doing third person, I'm doing like first person interactions. So yeah. I'm really bad at this, but I'll get better. So, sorry for the silence. Rimuru confirms that you're able to do this, and then they start absorbing all this. And then they don't turn into potions yet because I can't. They need something else to mix with it, and I don't know why he was instantly able to make potions, because potions don't just take magicals, and that stuff that they eat is basically magical magicules full of it. So it's not really. It is healing properties, but you don't just eat a plant that heals you. You gotta mix it with something else to make the effect bigger. So let's just say there are two types of flowers. One that contains magicals, another that's basically like it's gonna be called I don't really know what it's gonna be called. So this plant is basically gonna be, if you mix it with something else, you'll be able to get an increase of strength. Like all your base stats get improved for like 30 minutes, and that could turn the tide of a battle. So these things, they're gonna sell it at high prices. But there's also gonna be diluted forms like in the actual anime. So yeah. And it's gonna go down all the way to 5. Obviously 1, so they could buy more. Greedy. Oh yeah, sorry for that. So yeah, they collect all, like, they wanna farm, and then they wanna farm these later, since they're like companions, partners in crime now. They wanna like come back here one day after they get stronger to build like a kingdom or something, because that's the only way to survive in a world of games and monsters and dragons and gods and stuff like that. And also put down in the comments which worlds you want me to go in, and I'll try to put them in order, like which ones I'll go to next. For like right now, we'll be starting at the time I got reincarnated as slime. So we go on, and then they keep going until they find Veldora, the storm dragon. And I think it's virtually impossibility for him to eat all those magicules in one go. So I'm basically making it so they have to split it into parts. They're gonna have to split it in half to unseal Veldora, like they did. I think they do in season 2. I've seen like trailers of it. They only need 2 of them. So yeah, so they find Veldora, and the MC pretends to be in awe, like, oh my gosh, and he's kind of scared because Veldora is a scary dragon, but in reality, Veldora is scared of our MC Blank, because he's the last known of the dragons. Dragons. Yeah, it's kind of weird. He's the last. He could feel the blood of the dragons, flowing, like, because the dragon blood is basically full of void energy, and void energy is basically mixed with other energies, like all other energies, including chaos. So his body's basically getting strengthened like every second, because his blood is flowing in it, like next to his bones, through his blood vessels, which are like strengthening them with all that power, just to be safe. Power. Okay. So Rimuru and Blank, they're like, wow. Of course, Rimuru can't see, but based on how Blank was reacting, he was like, so the dragon must be really cool. It's like, too bad I can't see. And like, aren't I? Oh, go back. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta rewind time a little bit, because they can't just get straight to Veldora. They gotta pick up their skills. So first, they find the water pool. And they're like, how am I supposed to get past the water? And then they're just going like really fast, so they just enter the water. Since they can't die from suffocation, they're slimes. Rimuru finds out the way that he finds out, and basically, water manipulation acquired. And then they're flying through the air, and then splat, you get some damage, But that should be impossible. Slimes can't take physical damage. So how did that even happen? I mean, he did one splat, but that's still physical damage. I don't know what they did. The walls are probably filled with magicals. So, okay, let's just say that they got hurt. 1 bit of damage. No damage to our MC because his body, since he has the dragon body, the void dragon's body. His body's like way more denser and has like his defense stat is already triple S rank. No, EX. EX rank is basically above all ranks. So yeah, MC, they keep going, and then I don't know I'm not gonna put the things that they fight in the order. So they basically work together, kill they kill all the monsters, the poisonous lizard, the bee. The bee was so gross, man. Okay, yeah, the bee and also the serpents, snake thing, and the spider. So yeah. And the skills that the MC gets are sticky string and hardened string, and also from the bee he gets pounce, because bees can like move really fast and like prick you with their stingers. Like, oh, the name of the skill is gonna be sting, so he can basically move his hand at incredible speeds and sting like a bee, float like a butterfly. Okay. Yeah, basically like if he like upgrades the skill enough, his hands can go all the way to your bone. If he's like, yeah, like he could break your arm, like literally. No, he could clean cut your arm off with the stinger, like actually. So yeah, RMC and him, he basically learns how to see, and then he sees the dragon, he gets scared, but he sees his friend not scared, so he's trying to reclaim his dignity and his pride as a dude. So yeah, that goes well. And Vildora tells his story. We all know what happens there. And then blah blah blah. And then yeah, he's like, how about I eat you? And he's like, how you gonna? And then our MC's Blink is like, how are you gonna eat all those magicals? All those magicals that Veldora is made out of. We're gonna nickname Veldora Vel. Like velvet. Vel. So how are you gonna eat all the magicals in Vel? And he's like with my skill Devour. But you're probably gonna go in a magical overload and die. Overload and die. Like, do you have it's a special skill, so I think only I have it. He's like, no, I have it too. And then Rimuru suddenly feels sad because he doesn't have a special skill all to himself, and his friend Blank is basically better at him in everything, but he cheers it out because that's what friends do. Da-na-na-na-da. Okay. So, yeah. And then the MC is like, oh, how about we split Vel in his chakra, or no, his magicals in half. I will eat some, and then you will eat some. But he's good, and then he's like, oh, that's pretty good. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he basically gives them names. You guys named the MC Rimuru, Tempest, and and our MC's last name has to be Tempest, but you could give him middle names. Yeah, stuff like that. Middle names, you can make his name long. Give him like multiple middle names. But don't make it hard to say. Okay? Nice. So, MC doesn't really isn't really shocked by this because he already knows this happened. And then yeah, they continue their journey, and then they find magical rocks. Forgot the name. Magisteel, yeah. And then they find Magisteel. Boy, oh boy, they collect every piece of Magisteel except this giant piece, which is basically infecting the area around it and like basically spreading the Magisteel all around. So they keep that giant rock, and then the MC is like, "Oh, wait up a second," and it basically injects void energy into the Magisteel. So yeah, they're gonna have void Magisteel for freaking armor, swords, arrows. Boy, it's gonna be void armor. And then since it's void armor, he's gonna match with the armor really well. And our boy's not gonna give someone else to forge this Magisteel. Boy, oh boy, he's gonna have the forging skill. I personally like blacksmithing, like really. I read a lot of novels about blacksmithing, and it's so much fun. It's hard, but it looks like fun. I've never done it in real life or ever, but our boy's gonna learn it after seeing the dwarves, and then he's gonna train it in his there's also training grounds in the Bank of the Universe, because in the Bank of the Universe, you could trade anything. Time, you could like put yourself in a training ground with your time. You could train in, because in the Bank of the Universe is indestructible. Nothing can break it, so you're basically safe there. And also the owner, he treats his guests well, so you're not gonna die while you're in there. You're not gonna die until you fulfill your contract. So bet, boy. Nice. Actually, if you die, your successor is gonna take on your debt, and then he will have to pay. And then your next successor, and it'll go on as long as it needs to, until they come to find their side of the contract. Because after 10,000 years, if you don't give it up, you will be hunted by the associates of the Bank of the Universe to retrieve their treasure. Because they could gift swords, like powerful, godly swords. And yeah. So, yeah, he basically infects the Magisteel generator. That's what I'm gonna call it. Magisteel generator with void energy. So now we have void Magisteel. It's like, wow, so cool. And then our boys are having the time of their life, running around like friends, picking up all the Magisteel that they're seeing. They eventually come to the door. And then, of course, he's not going to tell him his skills, like his racial skill transformation. Of course not. And then, yeah, he's not going to tell him until they build that good trust. They've been building trust while they're in there, of course, but not to that point yet. Friendship doesn't just happen. You have to build it. Right now, I would say they're companions, about to be friends, but they're definitely not best friends yet. So, RMC and them basically hide. And he basically puts his presence around Rimuru and him, and then hide his presence. So basically, he learns a skill called, I'm going to name the skill Hidden. Yeah, presence concealment, that's too long, so it's going to be named Hidden. And then his, we're going to talk about classes, like swordsman, like a dual swordsman. They're going to be variants of each class, and like wizard is part of the variants of mage, and then there's going to be hunter, and an archer is going to be a variant of an archer, but this man's going to have the rank of, this rank is basically able him to build skills, and like he could build his own skill tree, and how he's gonna, how his powers are gonna get, and how strong he's gonna get. So it's gonna be called, his class is gonna be cultivator. Yeah, boy. So, do you think that's long enough? No, not yet. So, and if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to name our MC in the comments. And also, anything else, if you like the style that I'm doing my what if slash reviews slash anything slash anything anime slash yeah. If you like the way I'm doing my stuff, how I'm doing it now, if you want me to change a little bit, but I won't like change it fully. I'm trying to get into the notion of like doing stuff. So we go and oh, sorry for the background noise. My family is basically watching Survivor right now. So sorry about the. I'm basically thinking off the head right now. Oh yeah, so the three idiots don't see their presence because yeah, I mean, the longer you put on skill like hidden, it's basically like a passive skill. Oh, he he yeah, our MCs go out. Yeah, there's gonna be two MCs. Our MCs go out, and I'm gonna be doing point of view from Rimuru also, but mainly from our MC Blank. Put his name down in the comments. Yep. So our MC and our other MC Rimuru are going down, and they they keep going until they find the Goblin Village. The Goblin Village. But on their way, they find a little egg. You see where this is going. Dragon egg. If you don't, dragon egg. They find an egg. Just an egg. And the surroundings of the egg is super duper duper cold. Below sub-zero. This is you're gonna, if you can't tell, this is gonna be a frost dragon, Reagan. And also put his name down in the comments. Don't worry, I'll remind you in the description. Probably read that. Okay, so they find this egg, and he's like, who wants to take the egg? Actually, let's do this. They find two eggs, but they're like separate, like 100 meters apart. Because one is fiery and his surroundings like super hot. The other one is cool and chill and cool and chill. So our MC, our main MC, Blank, basically always takes the cooler stuff. So he takes the Frost Dragon. Because I feel like Frost is closer to Void than Fire. I don't know how to explain this. So, yeah. Yeah. 1 second. So, yeah, Rimuru basically took the drag, he takes the fire dragon, and our MC, before he takes the ice dragon is gonna be a girl. The fire dragon is gonna be a girl. So, he injects, void energy, so I'm not gonna fully change it into void. It's gonna be a void frost dragon, not fully void, but partially void, and then the void is basically taken over slowly the bigger she grows. So yeah, basically puts her in eats them, but so basically Veldor is basically taking care of the eggs right now. And since our MC basically has unlimited restriction of void energy, there's void energy permeating throughout his inner body, his magic vessels, which is basically keeping his egg alive. Because void, that place is really cold, but this man is insane, so he thinks it's really warm. It's like colder than anything you will ever feel in your ever life. Imagine the coldest thing that you've ever felt right on your arm. You just put a cold water bottle on your arm times like a billion jillion. Yeah, that's how cold it is. Not even shifting a degree. It's only going higher and higher and higher. And then also, his body isn't just unconsciously making void energy; it's compacting the void energy. So basically, I'm saying that if you're trying to do a spell, you have infinite mana, but your mana is like loose and watery like water, and so you could fire really fast, but really you could fire like really fast since you like got your efficiency up from doing the spell so much because you have infinite mana. So you can fire really fast and for like really long. But if you had small mana and your mana was really thick, like yeah, like whipped cream, you will be able to fire a huge fireball. Even though it might take a little longer, your fireball will always be stronger because of the magic density which is in it. So yeah, his mana is basically compressing itself because all that in this slime little body. Yeah, I don't think so. He might have an entire space inside his body, but that doesn't stop his body from compressing void energy. Duh. Okay, they eventually come across the I want to take a little longer for their relationship to grow. So now it takes a day for them to find um the goblin village because I want to increase their relationship. Yeah, they basically don't have to eat since they're taking magical energy from the air. Since magical are the building blocks of the world they're living in. So yeah, they basically keep going through the night. And I would say like this is pretty far from not too far, but pretty far from, and they're little, so they can't move really fast. So it's not that far away from the Valdor's castle or mine. So yeah, they go in and they keep going, and then they find the goblin village, and then they meet the goblins. The goblins are scared, yada yada. But I want to like go into depth. So yeah, the goblins are scared. They take him to the leader. The leader's really like he's asking for their help, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, but you gotta swear loyalty to me, so I could be like your leader, so we could build a village, so everybody can be happy, like that." So RMCs go and they're like, "Oh, how are we supposed to protect?" Just like that. And then they start discussing the plans like normal. And then of course RMC's like, I gotta infuse this void energy with freaking everything, man. The wood that they're gonna use for the defenses, the stakes thing, they're gonna make up like morts around like the front part of the village which they're attacking from. They're gonna make more, fill that with he he was practicing his void energy on the way, and Ryoma was practicing his magical energy control, and they're like getting it high leveled. So he barely manages to extract the chaos energy from within the void energy and infuses that with the wood, and then it turns into chaos wood. And then the wood is like, it'll suck the life out of you. That's how chaos is. Chaotic. So yeah, make them more. And then, but chaos is nowhere stronger than void. Oh, yeah. Void rules all in this world. In this multiverse, omniverse. Okay, so RMCs basically are ready for the direwolves to attack. Of course, this is direwolf arc number 1. So the direwolves. If you like the background, I don't know why I did the Madara background, but I can't change it now. So yeah, it's like the background. Thanks. Yeah, this is definitely not in Naruto. What if? Not even close. So, sorry. So yeah, the direwolves come, and then of course most of, like they die. The leader dies because of the mort, because they like hid in the mort, and also they put the steel string all around closer, not close to the mort, but yeah. And then after they win, after they like the direwolves surrender, they go, they remove the mort, and then he uses, and they like put all the dirt back into the thing, cause like yeah, you don't need a mart anymore, cause you're about to build a whole new kingdom, which is gonna be like 2 times bigger than this place. Yeah, the direwolves are now friends, acquired direwolf buddies. Now everybody's learning how to do the direwolf summoning, which I forgot all the all like the side main characters are. Like really though, I really need to go rewatch that time that I got reincarnated as a slime. So okay, he starts giving names, but it's him and Blank and Rimuru are giving out names. Rimuru obviously passes out, but this man can go a little bit more. But I want him to pass out. You know, relationship wise, they pass out. This man doesn't have endless energy. He can't convert. Let's just say void energy is too potent to use to name people. So yeah, his magical reserve basically dries out, and he passes up. But he managed to get to like a few more people. So they wake up after like how should I say, like yeah, weeks, like about a week time. They wake up, magical reserves back at full. So and then obviously their magical reserves are high. You know how much magic it takes to name over one goblin? Yeah, they name all goblins after they wake up. Yeah, their bodies are already collecting magical back because you know they need that, stay awake and alive. So yeah, guys, do you think I should end it here? Okay, I'll go a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, yeah. I don't really know. I forgot all that is after this, so I will go watch that time that I got reincarnated as a slime. I'll be back with the next part in a few days. You know, I think this video is long or something. Sorry if you're like disappointed or something. Thought it was gonna be like an hour long. I don't know. I gotta go get something to eat or something. Okay. Well, it's Sage God. Sign out. Peace. Goodbye, all you legends.